We'll go ahead and begin our post-race media availabilities. The Pocono Green 250. We're joined now by the driver of the number 3 Chevrolet, Ty Dillon, our third-place finisher. Ty, obviously not the way you were hoping the race would end, but tell us a little bit about the run you had.
Yeah, we had a good run with our Rheem Chevy. We had a great strategy, and we put ourselves in a position to win the race, and that's all you can hope for. I think everybody kind of realized that we were starting to battle the weather about 20 or 30 laps into the race. So we had ourselves in a good position. I felt like we were definitely a top 5 race car. At one point, we were running down Kyle again right before that second-to-last caution came out, and felt like that was an opportunity. If I could have got to him, if it would have stayed green a little bit longer, we might have had an opportunity to have the lead and maybe be where he is now. But I knew it was a matter of time. If it did go green, the Gibbs cars were going to be there. They were definitely the fastest cars at the track this weekend. I think their strategy just didn't play out as good for them. But all in all, a good day for us. Solid finish, getting third, and we'll just move on to Michigan.
Excellent. We'll go questions now for Ty. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll go right here in the middle to Zach, please.
Good, and did you feel like you were going to have a chance to give him a run if this thing went back green?
I thought we had 2 tires. We never changed left sides the whole race, so we were at a little bit of a disadvantage. He had 4, but we did start coming back to him there, and I felt like that was our opportunity. And when the caution came out, I don't know if just another cycle on those left sides hurt us a little bit, but we just weren't as good anymore. And then it was brought the Gibbs cars back closer where they were able to get by. Erik was able to get by me, and I knew my only hope then was if those 2 got to race and I could maybe run them back down. And Kyle had a big enough lead there where it just didn't happen.
We're also joined now by our second-place finisher, Erik Jones, driver of the number 20 SportClips Haircuts Toyota. Erik, as Ty was just talking about, not really the way you wanted to see today's race end, but talk to us a little bit about your run.
Yeah, I mean, just not enough time. So thought we by far had one of the best cars in the field, but just couldn't get back in the lead there before it started raining. So it's unfortunate, but SportClips Camry was good, just not enough time to get back to the lead and have a shot at it. So pretty unfortunate, but move on from here.
Additional questions? We'll go right here to Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Erik, how frustrating is it to know that you probably had the fastest car out there and didn't have a shot to win?
Well, it's pretty frustrating. I mean, you look at this whole year, and it's kind of been a season of, just missing it by that much kind of year for us. We missed it a few races here with penalties and circumstance and the way things worked out, and today was another one of those days where, I thought we had a good shot at the win, and the way it played out, we just didn't it didn't work out for us. So it's pretty frustrating, being that fast, but just nice to know we're that fast, nice to know we can contend for wins.
We've got one more question here from Zach.
For either one of you, what was it like out there in traffic trying to pass cars, first impressions, actually getting race laps out here in these cars?
It's tough to pass. I forgot kind of how hard it was to pass here. It seemed like even if you were a lot better than the guy in front of you and you ran him down, it still took you, a lap to really set him up and work him over and get around him, get a run. You just really got to set yourself up to get that run on the straightaway and try to get up next to him and drag him down and hope you can clear him. But it's tough to pass, but I think it was fun for me to try to set up those passes and change your entry to try to get a good run down the straightaway and get a run on them.
Yeah, I think Erik said it right. It's tough to pass. You just have to time it right to where you catch them in the right spot, because you definitely can't pass here on entry. You have to get them all on exit and get your passing done down these long straightaways, because if anybody's on your outside, it makes it really tough to pass. So, but it's definitely possible here, and I thought the racing was pretty good.
Additional questions for Ty or Erik? Gentlemen, congratulations on good finishes. Thank you.
Thanks.
We're joined now by our race winner for the inaugural Pocono Green 250 in the NASCAR XFINITY Series, driver of the number 42, Kyle Larson. Also your crew chief, Mike Shiplett. Gentlemen, congratulations on the race win. I think we had Ty Dillon and Erik Jones here just a few minutes ago. They were pretty bummed about how the race ended with the weather. I suspect you are a little bit less unhappy about that.
Yeah, it's I'm happy with it. Now that the race is over and we got the win, it could clear out so we can race tomorrow for the Cup race. But no, it was we were good, a little bit better than what I thought we'd be. We were more comparable to Gibbs cars than what I thought we'd be based off practice and then qualifying. So that was good. Shiplett and all the guys did a really good job adjusting the car. Wasn't super pumped about it during practice, and then we put on stickers and kind of got the feel that I wanted, or closer to the feel I wanted, and knew we'd be okay. I didn't really think I'd win today, but it all worked out. They had a good pit strategy to get us track position, and had some good restarts there with Elliott Sadler pushing me. So all in all, really solid day, and been a solid few weeks. And really every time I've gotten into the Xfinity car, we've been fast and close to winning. So it's nice to finally put it all together and get a win.
We'll go ahead straight to questions. We'll start right up front here with Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire. Kyle, were you aware of how quickly Erik was closing there right before they threw the flag for the yellow?
Yeah, I was judging. I could judge in my mirror. I kept a gap on him there for probably 4 laps or so when he was in second, and it was almost like once he broke into that barrier, we could draft on me down the straightaways. He would get a lot closer, and the rain was coming. It was starting to sprinkle on our windshield, and we weren't quite to halfway yet, so I wasn't really saying much on the radio. But once we did get to halfway, it started coming down a lot harder, and he was probably we were gonna be racing really hard in the next lap or half a lap maybe. So happy that it started downpouring when it did, and then they had the track just about dry and it started raining again. So it just worked out for us.
Mike, from your perspective, you've got one eye on the track, one eye on the radar. What is your thought from a strategic standpoint as you see the rain coming, the calls you make?
Well, when the competition yellow came out, and then everybody had to pit, and then there was another yellow, and we knew that the race was probably going to be shortened, so we came in and got fuel right there and just topped off so we could push past halfway, so we knew we could at least make it to there. And we were just watching the weather, and we seen the 20 car coming, but Kyle got out in front pretty good there on the restart and made up some ground. He just wasn't able to close in on the laps we had left.
Additional questions for Mike and Kyle? We'll go right here to Zach in the middle, and then we'll go over here to Dominic.
Zach Sterniola with the Pocono record. Kyle, your luck hasn't really been on your side much the last month or so. So to finally get a win, even under these circumstances, what's it mean for you to kind of break through that barrier?
Yeah, these rain races, a lot of it is luck, just how it falls, and like you said, I haven't had much luck this year, let alone my NASCAR career. So it's nice that it finally came together for me, and we caught some breaks there, and was able to be leading it halfway. So now hopefully the luck has turned, and maybe we can start winning some Cup races as well. But just been having a lot of fun lately. We've put ourselves in position week in and week out now for the last month and a half, and just hasn't worked out. But today it did. So hopefully it's changing for me, and some more luck will be coming my way. Good luck.
We'll go to Dominic, then we'll come back over here.
Dominic Ottago on the RacingExperts.com. So now that you've won a race now in the NASCAR XFINITY Series, how much more pressure do you think this puts on you to perform tomorrow and possibly try and back up the win?
No pressure. I don't know. I've won Xfinity races before, and I don't know. It doesn't change how I race on Sunday. So it is nice to always do double duty and I guess gain confidence, but doesn't change anything I'm doing or add pressure or anything like that. So we know what we got to do on Sundays to go win, and we just got to try our best to get it done. So I don't know. Pocono, like I said, is always a good track for me. I ran, I think my average finish here is like 9th in Cup, so hopefully make it a little bit better tomorrow or Monday.
Joseph Walken, frontstretch.com. Besides the confidence, what did bringing the Xfinity Series here do for you to help prepare for tomorrow's race?
Wow. Well, it allowed me not to run an ARCA race or something like that. But it's nice. I wish we could do double duty or there's some tracks where Xfinity doesn't get to run that Cup does, and it's I like this place. So it's such a obviously a tricky track that I've ran the ARCA racer in the past, the truck race, just to try and help myself. So with me running about half the year in Xfinity, it was pretty obvious race for me to pick to come run to gain that extra bit of refresher, I guess, before you get in the Cup car. So I like it.
We're going to go over here to Jerry and then back over here to Zach.
Jerry Jordan, Performance Racing Network, and Kicking the Tires. Even though it was rain shortened, you will go down in the history books as the first winner of the first Xfinity race here. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's cool. Anytime you can be the first in anything is special. So, it's pretty cool. Hopefully, next year when we come back, I can be the second and third or whatever. But it's pretty cool right now.
We're going to go to Zach, then up front here to Scott.
Zach Tanzvetti, front stretch. You had another great run last week, but what feels more rewarding to you? Either having a great run like that, you came up short, but you had a great run, or winning a race like you did today?
Always winning a race. I don't care how you win. It's always rewarding when you do get that win. So, last week was a heartbreaker. About a half a lap away from getting to the white flag and locking up the win there, but that's not how it went, and we didn't get the job done. So to come back here and pull through, we still had a really fast race car. It's not like we really lucked into this. We did everything right to get to the front before Erik or Kyle Busch did, and was able to get the win. So we still just as rewarding to win this is even if we were to win last week after dominating most of the race. So Shiplett and everybody on the team did a great job, pit crew included. So it was good.
We'll go up front to Scott now.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times Tribune. Kyle, can you just kind of describe? I think it was on the restart after the one caution. I think how you got the lead. Can you just kind of maybe describe that whole sequence, how you were able to? Because I think you might have been fourth or fifth on the restart, and then you wound up getting into the lead.
Yeah, I restarted fifth there. We led the run before, and then we got a caution shortly after that and pitted for fuel only, and then we came out fifth. And Elliott Sadler, he just gave me a big push down the front stretch. I was able to stay pretty much locked on me, and I was able to get inside the 22 and then get into third in turn one, and the 98 and the 3, Ty Dillon, I think he's number 3. Yeah, they were kind of side drafting each other down the back or whatever straightaway you want to call that, and slowed each other down. And I got a big draft and was able to pull down and clear them into the tunnel turn. So that was kind of the move of the race. I knew I had to get aggressive on that restart. With Erik restarting pretty far back on new tires, and especially with rain coming. So it just worked out for us.
We'll finish up right here in the middle with Zach.
Obviously, you kind of touched on it already that Pocono's treated you pretty well here in the past. Do you feel like you have a good feel in the Cup car to kind of continue that going into tomorrow or whenever we run this race?
Well, I always ran good here in Cup. But today our Cup car in practice, we did the tire test here a handful of weeks ago and was really, really good. And then today in practice, it drove awful, really, really tight, but we still had good speed. So I think if we can just get the handle on it and keep the car turning, we'll be really fast. So it was nice to see how we did have the speed today in practice, even though we were really bad. So I think that should tell us that we're really competitive. We just got to get the right balance.
Gentlemen, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you.